Hi, my name's Bill MacPhee. I'm the CEO of MacPhee Media Inc., your partner in mental wellness. Thank you for tuning in to today's video blog. Today I had a question from Stephanie, and Stephanie asked, she says, Hi Bill, I was wondering how much time had passed from when you started studying penmanship with Martha to when you started SZ Magazine. Well, Stephanie, first of all, just a little background. Obviously, Stephanie must have either saw my video, Living with Schizophrenia, or perhaps have seen me live at one of my speaking engagements. And basically, when I'm out speaking, I talk about the illness of schizophrenia, and I also talk about my journey where I was, I was hospitalized 6 different times. I lived in 3 different group homes. I had a suicide attempt. I was very, very ill. I was dealing with, once stabilized on medication and back into reality, my negative symptoms or deficit symptoms kicked in, such as the lack of motivation, the lack of drive, the no energy, all those things that negative symptoms bring. Well, so Stephanie's talking about my turning point. My turning point is basically I was on the couch for 5 years, and I knew if things weren't going to change, things would stay the same if they didn't change. I used to say that all the time. Things were going to stay the same if they don't change, and I hated my same. So what I did is I remembered a negative thought that a grade 7 teacher said to me. She said, Bill, if you don't learn how to write properly in life, you'll never amount to anything. And so I took that, and I got thinking about that, and I said to myself, I said, well, I'm going to prove to somebody that I can do something. So what I did is I phoned the Fort Erie Literacy Foundation, and I said, listen, I know how to read, I know how to write. I just need to improve my penmanship. Can somebody come over? And Martha was the volunteer that came into my life who started to work with me on my penmanship exercises. And before too long, Martha learned more about schizophrenia from me than I did penmanship from her. But Martha took an interest in me, and she was my turning point. She was the catalyst that brought change, because through Martha, she got me going to school again, taking some photography classes. She got me involved in the scouting organization, where I was treasurer of the organization, and that I was, going helping out with Apple Day and Cub cars and campouts, and what it did is it gave me a whole new circle of friends who accepted me for who I was and not what I had. So Martha was my real turning point. But to get to your question, Stephanie, how long was it before I started the magazine from when I met Martha? Basically, when I met Martha, for the next 2 years, I didn't start the magazine until or have the idea for the magazine until two years later. And in that meantime, from when I met Martha to that 2 years time, I was trying a variety of different jobs, different variety of things. I drove school bus for community living. I tried to take a small engine repair course. I went to a John Howard Society program. I went to NTech, which was a rehabilitation place. I delivered pizza. I did grocery shopping for elderly people. I did a bunch of things, and for some reason, just things didn't work out. And eventually, I worked for a construction company. A friend from my church gave me a job as a flagman. So I did a variety of things, and failing at all of those things, but it did lead me eventually to the idea of starting a magazine. So, so Stephanie, to your question, yes, it was a couple of years before, after I met Martha, that I started SZ Magazine, and we started SZ Magazine in 1994. So hopefully that answers your questions. And if you have a question for me, just email me at bmcphee@magpiemags.com, or check us out at our website, mentalwellnesstoday.com. Thank you, and have a great day.